Accountability. What is it? Why does it exist? And why does it keep getting tossed around in society like it is today? We're going to get into all the details right here with your host, Jay, on the show called Imagine That. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your host, Jay, and thank you guys so much for tuning in for, I believe, the fourth installment of our Imagine That. And I appreciate every single one of you being here tonight. This is, again, a pre-recorded event. We are not live, and you guys can still leave your comments, of course, after this video is uploaded. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why the heck am I doing a pre-recorded event on a Monday when I'm not supposed to be doing any kind of podcast at all? Well, you're going to see the reason why here tonight. And if you're asking this question too, is why am I doing a podcast or a special Imagine That segment under the word accountability? Well, you're going to see the answer to that question here tonight too as well. And I think a lot of you, hopefully some of you anyways, will appreciate what I'm doing here tonight and the reason why I'm doing it. Because again, it's like we're beating a dead horse. It's a broken record, and everybody wants to do the pointing fingers at everybody else's downfalls and mistakes and yell out that word that you see in the title description, accountability. Amazing, isn't it? Well, as many times have I tried to break down this scenario and break down the facts and reason why this happens all the time, we're going to get into the details of why that is. But first, before we do any of that, as you guys can also see in the title description, I've tagged two channels. One channel, which I have a buttload of respect and whatnot for, and you'll see that here tonight. I tagged him because the person that I've also tagged in this pre-recorded video is also going over there on his channel and doing her thing over there. Then that same person live tagged in this video has come over onto my channel and started her, her crap with me. So I guess I'm going to give her credit, as much as I hate to say that. I'm going to give her credit for helping me come up with tonight's podcast. Because again, you guys are going to see, why this has all occurred, all of that, and why this word accountability gets tossed around in today's society more now, I guess, than it ever did back in the day. All right. So first things first, as you guys know, I do a share screen thing on my podcast to show the facts and the details where others will not. And before I get into it, I wanted to show you guys, obviously there's a lot of people out there that know what the word means. But for, shits and giggles, there are unfortunately some out there that don't know what this word means. And it'll be fitting and all that why I'm doing it here tonight. Okay, so let's get into it real quick. So let's go ahead and get the settings set up and get the share screen going. And you'll see why I'm doing this. All right, so let me go ahead and there's choices. Let me hit that one and see what happens. All right. It didn't do anything. All right, let's try it again. What happened with that? That's weird. Entire screen. Yes, that's why it didn't. Okay, my bad, guys. Bear with me here. Okay. Now, this is the word accountability. And I'll go ahead and I'll move my screen up a little bit so you can hear it. Here's the word. Listen.
Accountability.
Absolutely. Let's play it again for you people in the back.
Accountability.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong word, isn't it, guys? Pretty strong word. And it gets tossed around a lot like it's nothing. But what does that word mean? Here you go. What does having accountability mean? And again, keep in mind, for some reason, they like to shove this word down my throat. But man, nobody else can have accountability either. Imagine that. It is the idea that an individual, or I should correct that and say individuals with an S. You'll see why here in a minute. Individuals is responsible for their actions, and if that individual chooses unfavorable actions, they will face the consequences. Imagine that. Accountability strives to promote a high level of work, promote honesty, which you'll see somebody in here tonight that is actually not. Encourage dependability and garner trust from members around you. That's a pretty dang interesting word, isn't it? So many things come to mind. Right? So many things come to mind. There's proof in the pudding right there that that word obviously is being tossed around like it's nothing today. And the reason why I believe it gets tossed around like it does, well, it's because, first off, it's a big scientific word. It makes you sound smart. It makes you, it makes you look like you got a couple brain cells. On top of that, when you use it in certain events or certain videos, it sells like everything else. So what am I getting at? Why am I bringing this up for tonight? Imagine that. Great question. Here's the answer. Before I show this person's channel is also in the description. If you go over to her channel, let her know Jay sent you. Here is her channel. Here's the one that has started she calls it a debate. I guess you can call it what you want. It's not really a debate until she gets, more involved and quit deleting comments and lying. Or better yet, holding herself accountable of her actions. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Now, why are you guys asking or thinking in the back of your head, why am I bringing this lady up on her YouTube channel and tagged her? And what's going on here, Jay? Well, over on, I tagged him too as well. Over on this guy's channel, okay, this guy, who I have a buttload of respect for, has, gotten the same treatment. This lady is over on his channel. Oops, my bad. His channel doing the same thing. This lady found me over there. And believe it or not, she came over to my channel and asked me a bona fide, very simple logic question. It's no longer there, so in a sense, I can't prove it. Because this lady right here deleted all of the comments. Yeah. Why did she delete the comments? Well, only one answer to that comes to mind. She got caught, and she's doing what she can to save herself from an embarrassment. Here's some more facts. This lady, and I'm trying to give the most up respect I can for her, but this lady, believe it or not, is a former drug addict. Yeah, absolutely. former. Okay? Just like I'm a former convict or locked up loved one, however you want to look at it. Pay attention to the words tonight. Former. She has obviously made a buttload of comments and excuses and all of that for the reason why I'm doing this podcast tonight about accountability. Because again, when somebody spits out like that word that you see in the title description, accountability, they want me to start showing it, doing it, accept it, etc., etc. But the bigger question that they leave out is, when are you, yes, you, going to start showing accountability? And if you don't know who I'm talking about, again, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, for the duration of this podcast, and it's a no-brainer, it's very simple to understand. When I say the word you, I mean you. Now, again, keep in mind, she's a former drug addict. Okay? If you are clean and you're doing everything you can to change and better your life and yada, 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 congratulations. But you can't say I'm not doing it either because you went over to somebody's YouTube channel and listened to their spiel, and you've obviously made an assumption that somewhere along the line in that video, I do not hold myself accountable. Interesting. Some of you may not know this, but I'm going to tell her, this lady here, and so many people that are going to be watching this tonight, that I've been carrying this record, if you will, on my person, on my jacket, as they call it, since 2009. What does that mean? As you guys know, when you get records, depending on what it is, it kind of stays with you. Unfortunately, I don't let my record, the stuff that's entailing it, the other factors and whatnot that go along with my record, I don't let my record dictate my life. Absolutely not. Just like you, according to you, you don't let drugs now, they were then, but they're not now. You don't let drugs dictate or control your life either. Imagine that. So, but you can point your fingers at me, right? You've made the comments. Some of them, unfortunately, have just come up, disappeared. So you don't believe in First Amendment either. But you want to spell out the word accountability. And you want to point fingers at all of my quote-unquote mistakes, my downfalls, mishaps, all kinds of negativity that's ever happened, if you will, in my life. You, of all people, want to try to shame me some more, downgrade me some more, punish me some more. But don't dare let anybody else do the same thing to you. What does that mean? Simple, simple, simple. People do these things just like I've explained in the video I did on my channel about the trolls. Same scenario. Pay attention. The reason why the troll channels exist, and you know who I'm talking about, there's a buttload of them. The reason why the troll channels exist, the haters, the ignorance, is because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there's a word, again, that person tonight that I showed you guys on the screen and so many others will not come forward and admit that they have this. It's a problem. Everybody that likes to hurt people, that there's a saying, hurt people hurt people. Exactly. Point blank, nothing more, nothing less. Those people that do that kind of action suffer from what is known as sadism. Yeah. You heard that correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Sadism. And again, what is sadism? Well, I did a video on it. I'm not going to show it tonight, but I did a video on it. It's basically, it used to be, again, from the scientific aspect and all the research and data and the doctors getting a hold of this, they have now determined, check this out, and it's backed up, they have now determined, believe it or not, that sadism is not a mental condition anymore. It used to be. This is even better. It used to be a mental condition. Now it's a personality trait. They've deemed it as a personality trait. So what does that mean? Well, the person I showed you on your screen, and I'll show you again before this night's over, I'm telling you guys point blank, absolutely point blank, that I would say majority of society suffer from this word, sadism. And it's all done by pure choice. Again, troll channels aren't born. They're created. They're made. What does that mean? Well, simple. The troll channels are made because they have an agenda and a narrative to push. In a sense, kind of like me. If you don't know what that means, I'll break it down to you guys like this. Everything that happens in society or in this country or this world exists for a reason. Sometimes we may never, ever know what that reason is. But it exists. Okay? And, for example, the troll channels exist because there's money in it. What do I mean? Well, when the troll channels do some epic, badass entertainment type stuff on their channels, people do this. OMG! Oh my gosh, no way! That was awesome! Oh my god, that was cool! Then my podcast comes along. Facts, guys, facts. My podcast comes along. Jay does a video. And this is the reaction sometimes I get. Oh. See what I did there? So who do you think people are going to flock to? Oh my gosh! Yeah! That was awesome! Or are they going to turn to me? Hey, welcome to From Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. Blah, 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 blah. Exactly. The world is backwards, the world is sick, and the world is demented. And everybody, like the person you saw in this video tonight, and you'll see her again at the tail end of it, are contributing to it. Absolutely. Choice. She says in the chat, and again, I can't prove it. She says it in the chat, though, and keep in mind, guys, you can't make this stuff up because it's there. She says in the chat that I'm a two-sided fence kind of person. I see things on both sides of the fence. No, you do not. No, you don't. Or I wouldn't be here doing this and you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if that was the case. No, you're not. You're lying through your teeth. If some of you may know, I would say a few months back, I did a 2-hour special and fully disclosed myself right here on this channel. And I thought I was done with it. I got tired of bringing it up, tired of talking about it, tired of proving it when I got the facts right there. And here we go again. Does it get old? Does it get tiring? Yeah, absolutely. Because again, keep in mind, they have an agenda and a narrative to push. They got money to make. There's more money to make on social media than there is at your local McDonald's flipping burgers. Facts. Facts. The troll channels are ranking it in, thanks to me and others. They're ranking it in. I will never see a damn dime of it. But you want to get on here and run your mouth and say these things to me when I've already proved it multiple times, and you claimed you've watched the video, but then you also went over to the other trolls channel's video that they did on me, and you watched that one, and it seems to me you're taking her word over me when I did more details, more facts, and more evidence and more proof on my 2-hour video than she ever did, and you're still believing her. You want to come up with some ass excuses that I did this, I did that, such as I supposedly made multiple accounts under my wife's names and kids' names during that time in 2009. Where does it say that? Is it in the file? Did I say that on the record? People can argue this up and down until the cows come home. I will say this. Any court proceeding, and I know this because I went through it. I can back up my claim all day, every day. When you go through a court proceeding, such as those documents that you see over there on her stupid ass channel, and when you go over there and see the documents, because you can get my documents, guys, it's all public records. I don't got nothing to hide. I don't give a shit. When you see the documents over there, they left a buttload of information out. A buttload. Why do you think you hear nothing on my channel? You hear nothing but crickets on my channel. I took their ammo away. They have nothing. So they're not going to make another video about me. Absolutely not. So what does that mean? Again, very simple. They're doing it strictly for entertainment purposes only. Why do you think people say it a lot in social media? And in a wink. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Give me a break. Why don't you say this? Be more accountable and be more truthful and just say, this is for me making a lot of money. You're not going to say that. Because let's face it, your garbage sells, my podcast and my information in it don't. That's the difference. And the reason why it takes so dang long to make, for me to grow as an influencer, because nobody wants to watch my stuff. Let's just face it. I've accepted that. That's accountability. But I'm going to keep pushing regardless of what you think about my podcast. I don't care. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and there's no facts to back it up. I'm not going to quit on your behalf or on your accord. I'm not going to quit, just like you're not going to quit. You also said in your comment section that you want to debate me all day, every day. Well, I responded to your comment. I called you out. And I've asked you to come up on this podcast right here live with me to debate me live. How ironic. Still no reply. And I left that comment last night. What does that tell you? It tells me all I need to know about you and who you are. You want to make the world and certain people believe that you're this, you're that. But underneath all the bullshit, underneath all the hype, you're no different than the troll channels. Let's face it. And I can prove it right here, right now. Again, share screen, here it comes. Pay attention to what I'm going to do, guys. I've done multiple videos on this. This channel right here, look, you hit the more. Look when this thing was started. Joined the channel, joined YouTube on July 17th, 2024. It's really brand spanking new. And the only stuff that she has on her channel is this right here. Again, she's called me out, telling me I need to hold myself accountable. She wants answers to her questions, but she can't answer mine. Now you tell me how the hell that works. These are what I call throwaway channels, stalking channels, troll channels. Some don't even have any content. I'll be amazed that this person does. They have no intentions to make any content, to make any videos, to do anything. And this person here will not debate me live. Shit, let's be serious. Let's be honest. I wouldn't want to debate me either. But this is why that word gets tossed around, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the word accountability gets tossed around so much. Because it sounds cool. It's a badass word. It sounds awesome. So I'm going to say it. It makes me sound smart. But why don't you practice what you preach there, honey? So again, the question is, are you going to accept my challenge and come up on my platform, on my panel, and debate me under this topic and under these issues? No. And I know why you won't, because your character shows me, I need to know who you are as a whole, former or no former. Because at the end of the day, when you went over to my channel and deleted all your comments that you didn't like or whatnot, you not only violated my First Amendment to the Constitution, you violated yourself, and it shows you're guilty. You got caught, and now you got nothing to say. And now you want to tell me and shove that word accountability you see in the comments or in the title description down my throat? How dare you? Accountability is a two-way street, sweetheart. Accountability is a two-way street. You start showing some and taking accountability, and shit, hell, I might do it too. But I don't need to, because I already have. There's nothing I need to hold myself accountable for. I will stick to my guns until I take my last breath on this earth. I am innocent. I will claim I'm innocent, and I will be innocent for the rest of my goddamn natural born life, whether you like to hear that or not. I have proved enough to all of you about my crimes and the wrongful convictions and how the system was dirty and how the system screwed me the hell over. The facts are right there on my 2-hour video. You didn't watch the 2-hour video. You nitpicked through it, just like the troll channels did. You do what you do because you're too caught up in your own little world that you're not going to get here in front of me. You're not going to do anything. You're going to hide behind your computer. You're going to hide behind your camera. You're going to hide behind everything, and you're going to run your mouth into chat. But let's face it, just like with everybody else, I've taken your ammo away. I've proven once again that people that do this, whether it's ignorance, whether it's something else, I don't give a rat's. The bottom line is you, like everybody else, are no different. You want to be seen and not too terribly heard. It's all about the principle of it. Truth, facts, and everything else doesn't fucking matter. Drama, hype, shit storms, shit starters, 3-ring circus, whatever you want to add to the mix, that's more important because there's money in it than there is this right here with me, your host Jay from Inside Out. That's it. It doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to figure out who's fucking accountable and who's not. Because I can guarantee you, you're not either. You're a hypocrite. You're a contradictor. You can preach it, but you can't act it. I've done everything I could to show my goddamn respect on your behalf and give you basically whatever you've asked for. I've answered your questions. I've been respectful as much as I can. But you keep throwing me, in, if you will, under the bus with the word accountability. How dare you? So the challenge still exists. It's not going to go anywhere until I hear something back from you. Accountability is going to be there until you start showing some more of it. It's a two-way street. Do you accept my challenge to get up on here and debate me under whatever topic that you want to debate me under? See, what you don't understand, obviously, because you didn't ask, is that I'm a prison activist. Okay? I do this, and I've been doing this for 6+ years. I advocate for them all, even the ones that you don't like. I even advocate for the wrongful convicted, because that's right up my alley. You see, if wrongful convictions are not a real thing, then they wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be a topic, and we wouldn't see any of it, out here in the real world, or in the system, or in our prisons. It's real because other organizations exist because of it, such as the Innocent Project and so many others. Wrongful convictions happen all the time. But here's some other piece of information and data that you obviously don't know or care about, because you were too busy in doing the drug life. And I will speak on that here in a minute too. If you would have known how bad and corrupt the system is as a whole, you wouldn't be so goddamn judgmental. Fact number one, there are, and this number has changed, and I've said it numerous times, I'll keep using it as my point, because it's so fucking true. There are 35% plus now of innocent individuals or innocent locked up loved ones in prison as I speak to you right now in this video. 35%. I know that you don't care about that. 35%. So like say, for example, in my county where I'm from originally, the jail where I'm from held 2,000 locked up souls. So if you do the math at 35%, that's 700. 700 innocent out of the 2,000 people locked up in jails waiting to see what their fate is. I know you don't care. I was one of those 700 contestants. I fell just like everybody else, got screwed over by the system. I had an attorney that didn't do jack crap for me, didn't get me off my case, didn't help me, didn't get my freedom back. And I sat in my county jail for 18 months trying to fight my good name. You don't even know about that. You weren't there. You don't care. And that's 18 months, mind you, that I'll never get back. I lost 18 months of my kids, 18 months of my wife. And it's basically an irreversible thing that I'll never get back. So what does that mean? Simple. It's a business. Not just any business. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. An empty bed is no money. A full bed is money. And I'll be damned, the system will do whatever they can to keep those beds full. Innocent or not. And if you can't comprehend that, then you're part of the problem instead of part of the solution. I get so sick and tired of people like you, and there's more of you. It's not just you, so don't feel like I'm just singling you out. There's a buttload of people just like you that are so ignorant that can't understand how corrupt and how effed up the system is as a whole. I've preached it and preached it and preached it. Showed it on the screen. And this is the thanks I get. Challenge stays. I'm sick and tired of people putting me under the bus and showing and telling me that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm a liar, this, liar, that. Prove it. Prove it. Don't preach to me about accountability when you don't got any need yourself. Point blank. So yeah. So I'm here to tell you guys that things are getting a little sticky around here as of right now, unfortunately. And I made this podcast in credit for her. Again, if you guys are just tuning in late and don't know what's going on and why I'm doing a Imagine That segment called Accountability in the title description, here's why. Bear with me 1 second. Again, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. This lady right here has basically started a firestorm or a shitstorm, and she's called me out. She said she wants to debate me. Here I am. I'm waiting for your reply. Go to her channel, put in the comments that Jay sent you, and let her know how you feel. Be nice and respectful, but let her know how you feel. Her channel description's in my video tonight. I get so sick and tired of it. So, coming up this Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing a very special podcast that I believe is very important for all of you out there that are people that want to see change within our system. It's very, very highly educational podcast. A lot of work and energy and time and whatnot is going into this podcast, and I don't want you guys to miss it. What day? Wednesday. What time? 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want you all to tune in. I want you guys to be a part of this podcast. And I want you guys to take notes if need be. Write stuff down if you have to. Because we're going to learn or teach you and hopefully make you understand how writs work. Yep. You're going to find out all the details about that in our Wednesday show at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, the reason why we're doing that is because, first off, nobody else has really brought it up. No one's ever done a video on it, and you're not going to get it technically anywhere else but right here on this channel. I bring nothing but facts to the table, ladies and gentlemen. I don't bring hype. I'm not a troll channel. I'm a truth channel. I'm a freedom fighter. I go by what the Constitution states, what the laws are, and all of that. I will give you facts instead of bullshit. You want bullshit? Follow this chick's channel. Go over to the troll channels and get your fill. You want facts, truth, accountability? You found the right channel. If I'm not, for some odd reason, holding myself accountable for any reason at all, then I expect you to prove it, call me out, and address it. Otherwise, sit down and let the real advocates do the job that everybody else seems to be too chicken shit to do. Yeah, I get so sick and tired, ladies and gentlemen, of people running their mouth, and then when you call them out, all you hear is crickets. I still haven't gotten the answer on why Miss Thing on this channel here deleted all the comments on my video on my channel. Amazing. Still haven't gotten a reply. She don't have an answer. But I do. And I already gave it. She deleted the comments because she got caught. And she's doing all she can to save her butt. I probably would have done the same too. It ain't the first time. It's not the first rodeo. It's not going to be the last. Troll channels suffer from the word sadism, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up. Sadism. It's a personality trait, right along with everything else that we got. And they do this because they can't handle what I'm doing. Everybody, for some odd reason on the troll channels, like to go against the grain. Okay. I wait for your reply. Will I get one? Who knows? But I'm not going to stop using my voice and using my mouth to educate the masses. You may not like what I have to say, but if you can't keep up with me, maybe you shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, you have the right to your opinions. You have a right to making comments, but it's funny. You can make comments on the other guy's channel and leave them and not delete them, but you come over to my channel and delete mine or delete yours. It's amazing how that works. Imagine that. Imagine that. Well, I was going to cover it for this podcast here tonight. Again, accountability. We already know what that is. But again, it's funny. People want to go ahead and shoot off their mouth and tell me down my throat, I need to start holding myself accountable of all of my actions in my life. But when the hell are you going to do the same? It's a two-way street. Imagine that. I'm your host, Jay. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great night, everybody.